and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings. Big hopes and dreams as we cover our kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the par, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the theme song. Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, that's my favorite show. Yep. Do it for Deuce and Mo.
Are live!
Deuce and Mo.
Oh my God.
You can't break me when I'm already broken. How we doing, everybody, on a Sunday?
What up, Deuce?
Hey!
Hey, Morgan.
Hey, what's that?
I'm rooting for
What's
y'all.
this doing on, Morgan?
I didn't turn it on.
Let's go, Kings.
Why did you do that so aggressively?
Deuce and Mo.
Happy Sunday nights. No Luka, no LeBron.
Deuce and Mo.
No problem.
But, I mean, when you've got one of the best Lakers of all time, Austin Reaves, carrying you, anything is possible.
I mean, he's super talented.
Made history tonight, by the way.
I'm not surprised. What was the? What was this?
Well, what's
stuff?
crazy, I was looking up Sacramento opponent records. The most points ever scored by an opponent against the Kings actually was Tony Delk, 53 points, the year after he left the Kings. So Austin Reaves was just a couple of points shy of that, but Austin hit the most free throws by an opponent against Sacramento.
That's the one.
21 of 22. The previous record was held by Russell Westbrook, who had 20 in 2009.
Whoa, good for him. Good for him.
The stat man is here.
What did you call yourself?
The stat man. I don't know. I'm just trying to make myself feel better tonight.
You're
I mean, it's not
fine.
like I'm crashing out or feeling anything. It's just like, it's just an annoying time.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, ugh. And just a weird, bizarre game. A game where you feel like, oh, you have a good shot to win tonight. You're at home, Lakers shorthanded. You're going to have a good shot.
Especially with how they were playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty to dissect tonight. How's the chat doing? If you have not done it yet, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. We're only 3 games in, and the Kings buckle up, hit the road for a tough 4-game road trip against OKC, Chicago, Milwaukee, and Denver.
And then they come home to
Golden State.
yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, we've known this schedule. We've known this roster, except minus Russ and injuries and sickness.
SGA's going, wait, he had 22 free throw attempts. I'm at least doubling that up.
Yeah. No, he's definitely looking at that and saying,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going for 44.
Yeah. Crazy times. Austin was awesome tonight.
He was in the, yeah.
There's layers to this.
There's so many
it's
layers.
just like anything. It's not just like, oh man, he got every whistle possible. He got some whistles for sure.
He definitely got some whistles.
Kings also got cooked for sure.
They got
for sure. Kings
cooked.
also fouled a lot for sure.
It's layers.
The push off at the end though was the cherry on top. I'm like, you push out,
2 arms extended.
and then he get the call.
If it was Austin Reaves on the other end of that, and
Oh
it was
my
Dennis
God.
Schroeder with the 2 arms extended, like
It's an offensive foul.
it's those moments I was
Yeah.
like, come on.
Oh man. So
But-
our rule that we have made this
Ooh,
year,
what's our rule?
we will laugh at least once during the podcast, no matter the result.
Ha ha ha!
And it's a genuine laugh. We will talk some NBA. That's another priority for us this year as we dissect what went down tonight. You're going, Deuce, you said the podcast was scheduled for 9:15. The game was 2.5
Jesus.
hours. 2 hours and 30 minutes of game time. Another issue the league is having right now. Free throws galore in every game. We need to get back to 210. 210, shave 20 minutes off. Way too long.
Yeah. How?
Yeah.
No comment. No comment.
Okay. How are you doing tonight, huh?
It's funny. I know this was supposed to start at 9:15, whatever, but it's like, I'm great. I love an early start. Even some people were like, it's only an hour earlier. I would just love if every game could start at 3 p.m. That'd be great. I mean,
during the week, 3 p.m.
3 p.m. on a Monday.
Sorry, people at work. Sorry, people who want to come to the games. Game starting at 3 p.m. on a Wednesday.
No. Everyone should get off of work at 3 p.m.
Or no one should work at all. The game should be free.
And if you're like, I remember being in the restaurant industry, and when I was like,
Carlin, what are we doing down there? We're trying to chew on the printer, Carlin. You're getting a technical right now.
You're getting a technical, and you're gonna get. Come here.
Well, I need this dog right now, mainly because I need some love. Come here, my little monkey. Look, everybody say hi to Carlin. He'll make you feel better for a second tonight. Hey, Carlin, what do you think about Austin Reaves and the Lakers? Yeah, dude, I'm with you. This is? Okay. He's the best.
You're live.
I understand, but guess what? Number one priority right here. That's the number one pick. Mr. Carlin. Make sure to hit the thumbs up, as Digital Henry says. Shout out to everyone hanging out with us tonight, including Ricardo, Digital Henry, Dennis. So what is up, Chief? We got Tony, the baby daddy. Who else do we have in this building? Scout, shout out. God's love be with you. Seattle Sonic in the building. What's up, Nick? Thank you guys all for being here. What's up, Jesse? Appreciate you guys too. Yep. Carlin's a big hit. Let me just say.
His bed's right there if he wants to go.
I've rescinded the technical on Carlin after further review.
Wow.
AKA Cuddles.
You're
just
scared for your life, Carlin.
Look at you, love your dad, you know. All right.
Okay. Think we're
a lot of Carlin.
Yeah, I think you're good.
People like Carlin. The Kings just lost.
I love that you say people like Carlin. You're this is so selfish, and you're definitely doing it for yourself.
Watch Carlin. Look at him. Oh my God. If I was watching this, I'd be like, dude, that's the cutest fucking dog I've ever seen.
Well, right, because it's right. Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. All right.
Oh,
Let's not waste any more time.
You're going to burp in like 2 minutes.
All right, Deuce and Mo, we're coming down in 3, 2, 1. Hit my music.
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.
Hey, welcome into the Deuce and Mo podcast. Recording this on a Sunday night. Kings back on the home floor. Welcoming in the Lakers. Oh no, Luka's coming to town after back-to-back 40-plus point games. 43 points against the Warriors. He had 49 against Minnesota. Oh, this is going to be painful, right? No. We find out Luka's not playing. He's missing at least a week. Zach LaVine was questionable, but there was nothing questionable about his offensive performance tonight. He ended up playing. No LeBron James, but the story was Austin Reaves having a Luka-like performance tonight. A career night. 51 points. He wasn't done either. He filled it up in every category. He had 11 rebounds and 9 assists, and the Lakers shot 46 free throws tonight and beat Sacramento shorthanded 127-120. This podcast is always presented by our friends over at Sentivo Vineyards and Winery. I'm Deuce Mason. That's Morgan Reagan. How you doing, Mom?
I'm great. I love a 6 p.m. start. Bring them on. Kings lose. That part sucks, but I got a good game for the most part.
That was good for you, huh?
Honestly,
the free throw contest.
No. When it really started diving into the free throws, like in the third quarter, when they were in the penalty in like 2 seconds and everything, it was so annoying, so drawn out. But there was other things that I saw that I liked from this Kings team that I don't really know. I don't have expectations going into every single game. You know, Suns, how they played in that second half. Yikes. How they played against the Jazz all throughout a game. 4 quarters, a bigger team. I was like, did not expect that. Going up against the Lakers, who we watched the other evening against Minnesota, and we knew even without Luka in the lineup, knowing that LeBron's out, that they're a good team. When I say a good, they're going to be a competitive team at times,
Yeah,
right?
and they're
Like,
coming off a really strong game against Minnesota
Yeah.
where they dominated.
yeah. So it was like I saw what they could already do, and I'm like, okay, I already know what the Kings lack and what some of their flaws are. So that's why I think I was a little bit like pleasantly surprised throughout times in tonight's game.
Luka didn't play.
Again, I mean, like, but I think that's ridiculous when people say, look at this game and they go, no Luka, no LeBron, the Kings should win. No, I mean, if you watch this team and
I'm with you on that. There's no should wins for this group.
Jake LaRavia, defender. You go to Vanderbilt, defender. You go to
Marcus Smart.
I think, I mean, like, Hachimura is just a big body, a big guy that can get around. Austin Reaves is a hustle guy. My point is, when I even saw this the other evening, I was just thinking about more opportunities in a different style of play without Luka out there. And I knew it was going to be this type of game tonight. So that's why with the Kings, I don't know what to expect every night from them. I don't know if we're going to get one good half. I don't know if we're going to get this or that. So there was times where I was like, okay, I'm pleasantly surprised. And then by the end of the game, I was not as happy with how they were playing Austin Reaves defensively. Obviously, I thought that they should have started blitzing him a little bit sooner. Their size really became, you could tell it was just a disadvantage when Jake LaRavia, there's this action where he sets this ghost screen and slips through the middle of the paint. Keon was guarding him. Keon was guarding him great, but he wasn't seeing ball, saw his man, and the ball could go right over Keon because they have bigger players. So there you go. That was a lot.
Yeah, it was. Let her cook like Austin Reaves cooked Sacramento tonight.
Ola.
The headline is Austin Reaves and free throws. And I know that was a big topic for Sacramento postgame, the free throws, but Austin ends up with a career high 51 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists. That was too shy of the opponent record against Sacramento. Tony Delk scored 53 points on Sacramento in 2001 in one of the ultimate revenge games ever. He left Sacramento in free agency, went to Phoenix. First time they play, 53 points. Klay Thompson had 52 in an overtime game in 2015. Austin tonight, 21 of 22 at the free throw line. That's the most free throws ever made by an individual opponent against Sacramento. That's beating Russell Westbrook's 20 made threes against Sacramento in 2009. So he was 21 of 22 at the line. Lakers end up going 41 of 46 at the free throw line. Sacramento with 18 free throws. So yes, Austin Reaves tonight, 22 free throws, Sacramento 18.
I want to look at every single foul.
It's going to take you a few hours to
I know,
do.
and I want to so bad because, look, you and I were talking before we came on here, and we know, and we're starting with this, right? Because this is the theme of this game, and then we can break down quarter by quarter and everything else.
Yeah, I mean, it's the theme because they're making it, but I guess here's my first thing I'm going to throw at you right now.
Okay.
The disparity is pretty crazy for sure.
For sure.
But anyone watching that game tonight would have told you Austin was cooking Sacramento from the get.
Yep.
Going back door. They're going under on screens. The pick and roll coverage wasn't good. They started, later in the game hunting DeMar DeRozan. Like, Austin had a really good game. And should he have shot 22 free throws? Probably not. But like if he shot 15, I mean, maybe you feel like you have a better chance to win that game. But the reality is Sacramento is struggling to guard the ball. And when you can't guard the ball, that means help's coming over late. You're coming over. And the Kings don't have a lot of size at this point in time. Let's just call it the way it is. Sacramento was fouling a lot too. It started early in this game when Keon Ellis, who got the start tonight because the Kings go small. They end up starting DeMar DeRozan at the 4, and Keon gets into foul trouble. Sabonis gets in foul trouble. The two guys you probably can't afford to get into foul trouble at this point in time are those two guys because they mean that much to you and what you're trying to achieve. The Kings needed to defend without fouling. I said to you at halftime, I said, my key to the second half, defend without fouling. And then in the third quarter, I saw the Lakers march to the free throw line 18 times. Now, I'm sure, Morgan, if we go back and watch, like you say, we're going to see instances where it's like, that, Austin Reaves sold that. That was marginal. I believe that.
For
and
sure.
we're going to see instances where the Kings probably should have gotten to the line more. But I would say that the Lakers had the ability and the size to get into the paint more.
Yep.
And I thought Sacramento settled. So, like, I don't know. I'm just not as worked up about this is a joke. It was rigged, blah, blah,
Same.
blah. It's like, yeah, there's a little bit of truth to it all.
That was my whole point with starting on that. Exactly. Because I think I wanted to start off with that beat. And that's why I even said, God, I want to look back at every single foul because I want to know if it was truly just 6 calls or 6 times that Austin Reaves went to the free throw line. Now, just like you mentioned, like that's the game right there though, too, you know, when you do look at that. But at the same time, I didn't feel like I felt like once the call started flowing for the Lakers and for Austin Reaves, it just started becoming the game and the way things were going. And that's why I was so glad when Doug Christie challenged that call that Dylan Cardwell did so good.
That
Just
was on
defended
Vanderbilt. Yeah.
Yep. And was doing, just stayed vertical. Vanderbilt, if anything, pushed his arm off, whatever, just a little bit. It was just a basketball play. My point is, like, just don't blow the fucking whistle. Like, it was just one of those moments where I was just like, God, can we just let this game have a little bit of a flow?
It was Vanderbilt, you know, the way he attacked and he kind of fell awkwardly. I could see why you would assume it, but it was also frustrating because it's like Cardwell clearly did not foul him in that situation. They reviewed it and overturned it. But yeah, I mean, I think I've been watching a lot of NBA to start the season.
Yes.
And what I have noticed is the whistle is tight right now. And it's kind of crazy. It's like one of the things I enjoyed about last year's basketball was they were letting teams be like physical, and it was like, oh, cool, like you're letting them play. And now it seems like you're seeing a lot more players get to the line 20 times. I mean, Kevin Durant's done it, Austin Reaves done it, SGA's done it, and we're like, this is a few games in the season, and I'm seeing free throw attempt numbers from players that are out of this world. And I feel like the league needs to dial it back a little bit here because no one wants to see it either.
Yeah.
Even if you do consider it a foul, whatever. Sometimes how many times we can call a foul on something when you watch a basketball game?
Absolutely. There's so many times. And I guess, you know, at the end of the day, did it end up altering the shot is when you look back at some of these plays like Sabonis when he fouled Gabe Vincent on the 3-point shot. And I felt like he came down on him a little bit, like swiped a little bit of him after kind of
his
thing.
Chest.
Yeah.
He kind of pushed his chest.
Yes. And I was like, okay, well, did it really alter the entire shot? But maybe because of where he was in his space. Like, so there's so much nuance. There's so many questions about it. It sucks that tonight where Austin Reaves absolutely cooked the Sacramento Kings, had a tremendous game, and then you are going to see those free throw numbers and you are going to question things just a little bit, but what a fantastic game for him.
He's off to an amazing start. It's not like he had like 12 points the other night either. He had 25 against Minnesota. He had 26 against Golden State, and tonight he had 51. I mean, he is a player that has the ability to get hot, and then once he's in a rhythm, I mean, he was hitting some contested shots too, but like there were just times in terms of let's talk about defending off.
Okay.
We'll bounce around, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, I thought Keon could have done the job, but he picked up fouls. And then Schroeder, I just didn't feel like he was a good matchup. I think what makes Austin so challenging, he doesn't stop moving without the ball, you know? And I'm not comparing him to Steph Curry because Steph's like, you know, we're talking about the elite of elite who he just doesn't stop. It's just crazy. But Austin's kind of similar where he moves well without the ball.
Yeah.
And then in pick and roll situations, I didn't love how the Kings were handling it. I mean,
Jesus Christ.
Sometimes they would show, all right, and then he would get DeAndre Ayton in that short roll, get that little midi that he loves to hit. DeAndre was awesome tonight. And then if not one-on-one, like he was cooking guys. He was getting switches. Remember, he was targeting DeMar DeRozan a couple of times. There was one stretch in the fourth quarter. The Kings were up 101-97. And I'm like, okay, it feels like the Kings are really building some momentum here. Austin was on the bench to start the fourth. He comes in right away. First play, they run a little pick and roll action, and DeMar gets switched on him. Hits a 3. Next play, DeMar switched on him. Hits a 3. Why are we switching in that? That's what they want. Don't switch that. And if you do, like DeMar's got to be up on him like crazy instead of just letting him launch for 3.
Yes, because it is, again, a 3 is more points than a 2. That's one great point.
Math.
But my whole point to that, it was like, what pick your poison. What do you want to live with? And
Yeah.
if DeMar did come up strong on Austin Reaves, like, sure, he's going to go by. And that is where you want to rely on your second line of defense. But there isn't much of that with the Sacramento Kings, obviously, because at times they didn't even have big people out there to protect the rim or play in those positions all the time. So it's like, pick your poison, but then you also see so many different flaws with this. But then the other thing, Austin Reaves was doing such a great job of even his timing of understanding exactly how much space he had, whether it was DeMar or even anybody else. If they were near his space, like, I thought this was bullshit. I'm sure Lakers fans do not think this was bullshit. But when Keon, I forget which foul this was, and Austin Reaves sees Keon stand up for a second and like just to come into him along the 3-point line.
I agree
and
with
he
that.
just chucks the ball up and then they send him to the free throw line for
didn't
3.
like
And
that.
I'm like, how is that? That's a shot.
Well, that was one that I thought they legislated out of the game.
Okay.
No, and just in general, like they should. That, in my opinion, that shouldn't be a call.
Okay,
like to me, that's like what Harden and some of these shooters were doing for a
Oh.
stretch, where everyone was like pulling back. Fans were like
not good
revolting to
basketball.
it. It's not. But like, I do think it's a disservice to Austin to just be like, dude, that's the only reason he got going tonight. I'm like,
No.
he got going early and he just kept going, and then he got fouled, and there were times that it was marginal. There's times he's one of the best guys at selling contact, I think. That's the other thing.
What about the one toward the end when he had the floater in the middle? I think it was an and one. What?
No, that was the one where he pushed off of when Schroeder was like face guarding him, and he kind of pushed off Schroeder. Schroeder sold it.
That's when he had the
And-
floater?
Yes. And then he got loose, and then they had to try to switch. He had the floater.
It was such a pretty
Yeah.
shot. But yes, like ultimately there was something else that led to him being more open on that shot.
Man, it just didn't matter who they put on him. And
Yeah.
at one point in the third quarter, Doug Christie goes with Devin Carter, and it's like, all right, Devin, like, hey, we got all these guys in foul trouble. We're trying some different things. We're playing small. We'll go over some of the lineups today, because we saw lineups today that if you had told me a year ago that these would be some of the lineups, I'd be like, okay, great take, dude. You know what we're talking about. So Devin Carter comes in, fouls right away. And when the Kings are already in the penalty, and the Kings were in the penalty in the third quarter at the 6:11 mark when Sabonis picked up his fourth.
And I think Devin was even saying to Zach, I think I could see it on the big screen. He was like, yeah, I fouled him. Yeah. Because like Zach's like, I think saying, did you really? And Devin's like, yeah, I fouled him. My bad.
Know what's going on.
I
Okay.
know.
And then you come, like, this was a great opportunity for Devin to come in and make an impact as like a guy
Yes.
who's known for his defensive ability,
Yeah.
who can rebound, bring some energy to the game a little bit when, all right, like, we're in a tough spot. This team's facing some adversity. Keon's in foul trouble. We're really in a hard place right now. Keon, by the way, picked up his fourth foul at the 10:06 mark of the third quarter. That type of night when Keon finally gets some minutes, and he had a rough night. There's no other way to put it. He got off to a nice start in the first quarter, early stages.
Like the first 10 seconds of the game.
And then it kind of went away from there because of the foul issues.
Yeah.
But anyway, going back to Devin Carter.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're on Austin Reaves. He got caught ball watching, playing slightly off Austin Reaves, and then his contest was at like Austin's belly button. And I'm like, again, this guy is cooking. What are you thinking here? Like so like my whole point is we could spend all day talking about 46 made free throws, and that's irritating. I get it, but like there are so many mistakes that were made defensively against Austin Reaves that just made life easier for him tonight.
And when someone is cooking like that or has the hot hand,
Man.
like the point of emphasis on that human being and slowing down that human being needs to be at a totally different level. And you're so right. Devin Carter, known for his defensive ability and finally getting an opportunity to play some minutes on the floor. Like, there's one thing you can do it right. And he didn't do it right with that closeout specifically. And then there was another play where I forget what happened on one. I think he got a steal. Maybe I don't know what it was, a steal or deflection, whatever, and starts going down the other way.
I forgot
and then
about that
goes
play.
in transition, has Zach LaVine, I think,
I think it was DeRozan
or
on
it
the
was
right.
DeRozan on the left side, on the left wing,
You're right.
whatever. He could have passed it for transition 3, but instead
He tries some weird Euro move, and Austin Reaves takes
is
the charge.
there for the charge. And it was like, I could have told him that like 10 minutes in before that even happened, that was going to happen. So yes, those moments were so frustrating and deflating. And then the free throws on top of that just added. But you're right. It wasn't like the free throws were the whole story of the
Yeah.
game. The refs were not the whole story of the game. It was the Kings also making mistakes on top of other people's mistakes.
And they could have threw some hard doubles at him and blitzed him faster earlier. Maybe I think that's a legit case. But then they didn't have much success when they did it. They did a little bit late when they started blitzing. And this was when it gets desperation time, like final 90 seconds, and they like sending it right at the midcourt line. And it was like, oh, this is helping a little bit. I think that. But
Question. Why wouldn't they just have the lead guard or whoever's defending him at the time fight through push? I know.
don't know.
Easier said than done. I completely understand. It's like, well, yeah, sometimes they are getting caught on the screen. Totally get it. You're not going to navigate every screen perfectly. But I just feel like with Doug's defensive mentality, that's what that's the shit he had to do.
This roster's not built to switch like this.
guess.
Like if you had if you were out there and you had like Schroeder was out there and Neat Clifford and Keegan Murray and Keon Ellis and it's like, okay, we're smaller, but like there's some switchability like that we can use sometimes.
Yeah.
But this is not the, I mean, here's an example tonight. DeMar DeRozan got cooking early and he was going to Austin Rivers and he was getting right to those elbows.
Reaves.
Right. What I said?
Rivers.
My bad. I don't know why
That
I
was
said
funny.
That. Yeah.
I was like,
What do you mean? So
Cooking.
DeRozan was going right at Reaves, getting to the elbow. Now I'm starting to wonder if I said that multiple times tonight.
I haven't heard it.
Okay. He kept getting to the elbows, getting to a spot, boom, jumper in the mid range, right? Same thing. Reaves comes out, Marcus Smart's picking him up, boom, jumper. So the Lakers go, okay, all right. Let's go into a zone here
let's
against this
adjust.
Kings lineup. We're going to go into a zone defense. Now, that zone actually wasn't as effective. I think JJ would live with some of the looks they got, which was Russell Westbrook getting some threes. He knocked them down tonight. But it also led Sacramento. I thought their counter was good. They started attacking the gaps, getting offensive rebounds, second chance opportunities. You get a second chance opportunity, the 3-point percentage goes way up when you get those looks. And I thought Sacramento did a good job of that. But my point is they adjusted. They did the same thing when it's like, oh, they're going to start going to DeMar again. They go back into his own defense, kind of slowed things down for Sacramento, made them think a little bit.
And obviously they have the defensive ability, the individuals to put in those different situations. But you're exactly right. When they did go into that zone at the half, specifically, the Kings were out rebounding the Lakers at that time. And it was like, okay, great. They're doing a good job of just understanding the weaknesses of this zone, even if they are having to shoot an outside shot and they're packing the paint or whatever it may be. But even when the Lakers were going with their smaller lineup, with no true big out there or whatever, it was like they could still be in that zone, especially against the Sacramento Kings, because even when the Kings did want to attack, there was enough length and enough bodies to kind of dictate how the Kings were going to go about things offensively.
That's the next thing we need to discuss.
What?
The Kings are just small. We could spend so much time talking about this. And, after last game, when the Kings started Isaac Jones, we're talking about on the post game, we're like, hey, do the Kings just start small? And you're just going to go, you know what? We're just going to be small and just athletic and try to be switch around. And that could be our best bet because we're not doing well on the glass anyway. Even when we play the other bigs who don't move well, we're in tough spots. So Doug Christie tonight elects to go with the smaller look, starting Schroeder, Ellis, LaVine, DeRozan, and Sabonis. So you got DeRozan at the 4.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of a challenge, of course. I don't know what Sacramento can do right now. With no Keegan Murray, and they just don't have any size they trust. Put it this way: Sabonis gets in foul trouble early. Eubanks comes in. Eubanks did not play in the second half at all. In fact, he did not play after he was taken out in the first quarter. At the 4:46 mark. Is that right? Yeah. You know what I think it was? You know what I think sealed his fate?
Be nice.
I'm not. What am I doing?
Sealed his fate. It just feels
For
like
the
I
night.
felt like this was getting aggressive because I know what you're gonna say. When he got the wedgie and near the basket, is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah, but I sealed his fate for the night. He did not play the rest of the night.
Mm-hmm.
11 seconds on the shot clock. He goes post up mode. wedgie right around. I've never seen a hook shot wedgie. Have you ever seen a half hook that turned into a wedgie? Usually it's like a 3-point shot, something like that. Crazy. A wedgie.
I'll have to check the tape.
That's
of
never been
history.
done in NBA history.
That's
So-
not a real stat. He doesn't know.
And every time I talk about this, because you keep making this Eubanks thing, like because I've been critical over some of the things, is because I know what he does well.
Yeah.
The reason they moved on from Valanciunas, I think they wanted, like, hey, let's have a little more athleticism at that spot, a guy who can run the floor a little bit better. Obviously, JV provides a different type of like big.
Yeah.
He does a lot of things well, huge, right? And he can
Big man.
great
Yes.
screener, all this stuff. And so they want a different look with Eubanks. Anyway, they take him out, they put Cardwell in. And, Cardwell, he has moments. He had that double block where he was so fired up, just screaming like crazy
At the
It
crowd.
was amazing. But my point is, like, they tried, again, an undrafted two-way contract guy, okay?
Yeah.
Because they're Sabonis is in foul trouble. And then eventually they just go away from it. I mean, some of the lineups out there tonight, I'm scanning real fast at the lineup list. You had a lineup that featured Dennis Schroeder, Malik Monk, Zach LaVine, Westbrook, and Cardwell. You had a lineup that featured Devin Carter, Malik Monk, Russell Westbrook, DeMar DeRozan, and Saric. I mean, we're talking about lineups that are so small. I think at one point I turned to Morgan. Yeah, it was only for a brief moment, but late third quarter, you had a lineup that featured Schroeder, Monk, LaVine, DeMar, and Westbrook.
You go, there's 4 guards. Oh, wait,
There's like 5 guards.
That's the one with 5
I mean,
guards.
I know Russ and DeMar can play 4, but
For
my
sure.
point, you're that's crazy. There's no size out there. And that's where the Kings are. They're so freaking small. And I'm like, I understand you're stuck maybe with some contracts. There needs to be break glass in case of emergency. Go get a 4 or a big. There's got to be some athlete out there that can come in and give you some minutes, something different.
We're 3 games in? Wait, 3?
Yeah. And it's clear, like, who should be the Isaac Jones hasn't showed a lot. Saric, smart player, doesn't move well, can hit an occasional 3. It's tough.
No.
Okay, so there's 2 of your options.
Yeah.
You don't trust him to play Isaac in the second half.
And the Kings are in a place too where they're like, we're going to develop guys so it makes sense for the identity of this team. Like, they're not in that stage of building this team. And not to say some of these individuals that we talk about would be a perfect plug on other teams and other depth in this league. It just is so weird with this roster. I mean, that's the other thing that we were talking about. We're like, God, there's so many names and individual basketball players on this roster where you're like, okay, cool. Yeah, no, it looks kind of fun on paper, what you could do with it. But you see it night after night, you just see where it's like, oh, this isn't going to be it. This doesn't ultimately make sense. Even with a healthy Keegan back, even with a healthy Nick Clifford back, like, you need size. You need different size that can play today's NBA, which is running the floor, which is, and if guess what? If you can't run the floor and all you can do is protect the rim, Rudy Gobert, and not even play a lot of offense. I mean, in that last game that we saw against the Lakers, it was like he didn't even have a bucket until the 4th quarter. And it's because he's not a threat on that side of the floor, but he plays a lot of minutes because he is good at one thing, and that is being big and protecting the rim at times. So, like, yeah, you got to find a big with a certain skill set that can do something great.
Yeah. And the only big they did not play tonight was Maxime Reynaud. He did not get minutes in this one. But looking at the box score, I didn't even realize Eubanks ended up only playing 3 minutes and 41 seconds in this game total. Isaac Jones played 1:16. I mean, I think the one thing, Doug probably has to just deal with reality a little bit here. It's like, all right, nothing is going to change with the roster at the moment.
Yeah.
So you might just have to, like, deal with Isaac's, like, struggles. You may have to deal with some of these big struggles because you do need it. You just need size, and it's tough. I think there are sometimes you can go small, and Doug has mentioned this. Like, the small ball works until it doesn't. Playing two bigs works until it doesn't. It does depend a little bit on the matchup. And tonight, it just got off to a rough start because of Keon and Sabonis being in foul trouble.
It works until it doesn't. It's so true because I mean, there's been times when you're like, oh, you were doing a breakdown pregame on NBC, and you were showing like the good defensive possessions against the Jazz.
Late game, yeah.
And especially late game against some of these bigger players. And you saw at times the help defense, Malik Monk just coming over, perfect timing, getting a block, protecting the rim. And then you'd see Russ on Markkanen and just so active, making him work, making him think twice, not able to get the ball, whatever. Then Zach LaVine, same thing, gets switched on Markkanen and is contesting his shot perfectly. Like effort is there. And
I would say the big difference too with those is like, all right, Utah, you got Keontae George, who's not like the biggest guard. He's still kind of this youngish guard where Austin Reaves has like legit size.
God.
And, Schroeder is not a big guy.
No.
I mean, Schroeder is like 6'1", 6'1", and he's long. He could play physical, but like, there's going to be issues. And I think some of it too is like, just from an engagement standpoint, I think if you go back and watch, you're just going to be like, okay, like we can't be losing track of Austin Reaves either. We're getting a lot of comments too about the free throws tonight. People upset about the disparity, 46-18. Yeah, I mean it's not great. I just Sacramento probably should have shot more free throws, and LA probably shouldn't have shot that many.
Great breakdown.
I mean, I don't know, but there were still Sacramento was definitely fouling tonight.
Well, agreed. And I like what Doug had to say. He pretty much said that. He was looking at the number and just going, it's wild. But also, like, absolutely, we're fouling. We need to defend without fouling. We're being physical at times. But there's two teams out there that are playing basketball, that are being physical. And it really felt like it was just like there's like biases when that jersey is on against the Sacramento Kings. It always feels that way in these moments, especially when it's exposed like this. And it's not. It's just that the Kings were handsy on a lot of plays. So then I think also the refs were going with their instincts of, well, that's why that shot was missed. Well, that's why. Doesn't matter if it's marginal contact or not. It's deemed a foul. We're going to deem this a foul, but it just wasn't going the other way. And I don't know why, because I didn't feel like the Kings were chaotic or, on certain plays where maybe they were getting fouled. I didn't feel like they were out of control. And so that's why they weren't getting the call. I don't know. But you can only control what you can control. You can get angry about these things, but you just got to get better with the challenges that are ahead.
Yeah. If I'm gonna say one positive thing tonight,
what you
like
got?
I say, what do I say? Don't accept in victory what you wouldn't accept in defeat for sure. But when you lose, it's not all bad, right?
Is that what you say?
Something like that.
Wow, we should put that on a shirt.
It may be a shit game, but there's some good when there's shit.
That's how I started this podcast.
I do felt like they obviously. There were definitely breakdowns as we talked about, but I'm like, I'm glad they were fighting. They were fighting at the end. I'm like, okay, LaVine had some good looks. He made that one to cut it to 3. Keon had some great looks on a second chance that just could not knock down at one point. But LaVine is cooking right now. 32 points for him.
Can
I say something real fast? Sorry.
Yeah.
I have a tough time. I really do have a tough time.
Yeah.
Of highlighting good after a loss.
I don't. And I know people think
it's one of my biggest weaknesses.
I'm a little bitch. Like, oh my God, she's so soft. Like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Like, I love basketball, and like I can see.
Andrea says there are no positives.
I mean, that's just not true. Like, it's just not. It's not true.
You know why it's hard?
Why?
I think because when you say anything positive after a loss, it sounds like people perceive it as you're making excuses or you're trying to cover something up. It's like, well, no, we just spent 30 minutes talking about
where my basketball sickos at then. I know you're in there.
Oh, give me The basketball
Like,
sickos.
my basketball sickos. Like, I know you can criticize while also appreciating good basketball. Again, I know there's Kings fans tonight that are going to be like, why are you giving Austin Reaves so much love? Because he was fucking good. And like, then there's going to be other people who are like, you're not criticizing enough. Or when you do like something, you shouldn't. No, there's a lot of things in this basketball game that I really did like. Now, maybe it's also because my expectations are so low of the Sacramento Kings as a unit, as a team, that like when Russell Westbrook in his shot selection are corner threes, yeah, I'm happy about it. Or when you see a different type of effort or energy from Zach LaVine on both ends of the floor in the first 3 games of this season, I don't give a damn that it's a small sample size. Yes, I'm happy about it because it's not something I witnessed last year. So it's great, though, that, yes, he has been consistent with that on both ends, the effort, the intensity, and just being able to rely on him, especially offensively at times.
Yeah, I think it's been a lot better. I think offensively he is playing some of the best basketball he's played. I mean, he put up some nice numbers last year, but you know what I'm saying? It just didn't feel right all the time.
Yeah.
This year I'm like, oh no, he's being aggressive. He looks like he's benefiting from playing with point guards now.
Yeah.
With Schroeder and even Westbrook out there at times. I think that allowing him to get some catch and shoot opportunities, which has been great.
Agreed.
We got to talk about DeMar Sabonis. He has not looked
Oh.
right since returning from the hamstring injury. Tonight, because of that foul trouble, he ends up playing just 30 minutes. He had 10 points, 14 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 of 8 shooting, 1 of 2 from 3 for Sabonis in this one. But his counterpart, DeAndre Ayton, 22 points, 15 rebounds on 10 of 17 shooting.
Not a good matchup for Domas Sabonis for some reason. It's just...
Yeah, I mean, here's one of the things.
Yeah.
Sabonis, at least since he's gone back, I felt like he was laboring at one point tonight, late in the second half. Where
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, is he 100% from the hamstring? And if he's not, you gotta sit out, dude. Like, I'm sorry, it's a hamstring injury. Just like, I know it sucks. I know you're prideful, but sit out. Putting that aside for a second, he's got to hit some mid-range shots. You got to get DeAndre Ayton out, okay? You got to hit some jumpers. Sabonis did hit 1 3 tonight, which was good because it looked more like the threes he was taking last year. You know, in the preseason, he changed his form, and I think he either did not make a 3 or made like 1 3 in the preseason. He was having a much quicker release, and I was like, this is not accurate at all. Tonight, when he got a look late, he took his time and knocked it in.
Deuce literally asked me after like the second 3 missed or whatever it was, you're like, God, would it be too difficult to change it back to his old shot? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's not impossible, but it's hard after you're teaching yourself new mechanics, new habits, especially with your release. And you're right. The shot that he did make looked a little bit more like his old shot.
I don't have the specific numbers in front of me, but it feels like every time DeAndre Ayton plays the Kings, he has a good game. And
So
I watched him the other night, and I was like, ugh.
This
There's
will
just
be
moments
fun.
I'm like, man, he doesn't look right at times. Like, I've watched a couple of his games, the games against Golden State and then Minnesota. Like, I don't know, man. Like, is he good? And then tonight, I'm like, God, he's hitting this short roll. Like, Sabonis is stuck
timing.
underneath the basket, and Ayton's being disciplined, staying straight up and not allowing anything easy at all. He struggles with Ayton.
He does. And, you know, there's gonna be certain matchups, certain body types that just screw with you. And that's definitely one of them. It just sucks that in a game with a roster where you really don't have many other options to go to when it comes to length or bigger players, it's tough. And tonight it was tough. And DeAndre Ayton took advantage of that. 15 rebounds, 22 points, 10 of 17 from the field. But going back to Sabonis in his game, it affected him, but I also thought he was still passive in different ways. Like, he would try and get his at the rim with a rebound, an offensive rebound, whatever, be strong down low when he could. But then there's other times where I'm just like, you're right. he needs to look at his in the mid range, like understand like there's so much more to his game, or there used to be so much more.
And there was that stretch where it was like before the season, they were talking about they're going to utilize him in so many different spots, and it's going to allow him to be more aggressive and look for his a little bit more and still run some of the actions that they've run in the past have been successful. And I don't know if it's because of the injury. I just haven't seen that. It just hasn't flowed that way. Like you do see some pick and roll situations with him and Zach occasionally. You see some with Schroeder occasionally, but you haven't. And like, I mean, I'm playing with Monk a little bit. Maybe they get their chemistry going on the pick and roll. I don't know. I get him going downhill and rolling hard to the basket. He's such a good screener. He can get hard to the basket, and that really can do damage to an offense or opposing defense, rather. It's crazy to think about what the Kings offense looked like, 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
With Sabonis, and it was just like DHO everywhere. It was just flowing. And you would think
so
some of that
pretty.
would be achievable when you've got like Zach LaVine out there too. And even those guys, like it looks better occasionally, but sometimes I'm like, I don't like their chemistry is just still not where it needs to be.
Zach's doing a good job though. I personally feel like at one moment he's like pointing, he's like, here, I want the screen here.
I
like
remember
we're not gonna go into a different action. I want the pick and roll, the pick and pop, whatever. And he sets it there. Zach comes around it, gets a little middy, and that's what you need to do. You need to communicate. And I feel like Sabonis is the type that would prefer that type of communication and wants to get his teammates involved and would rather get everyone else involved than be the one that is like trying to dominate down low or in the mid range. But he's got to be more of that guy. And you're right. There isn't that flow. It's just a different team. It's not going to have the same flow of when it looked so great with Sabonis, because you do have so many different individuals on the squad than you do then.
It's interesting reading some of the comments tonight too, Morgan, from people on YouTube and on Twitter.
Yeah, why?
Because the NBA does have a problem right now.
With free throws?
It's not just free throws. It's just because of all this stuff that's happening around the league with like the Terry Rozier stuff, the Chauncey Billups stuff. And now people don't trust anything. And it's like you have, when you have these type of things happen, when like a player like Rozier is accused of doing something like taking himself out of a game and telling people about it, and like it's hard for fans to trust anything, and that's the shame of it all.
That sucks.
And that's why it is important for these officials to be on their game.
Yeah.
But also very important for the league to be transparent and like all this stuff.
Yeah, and it's way more fun and easier as a fan to just like blame refs, like definitely, and just act like everything's rigged. But it's just not. It's unfortunately not the case. The Kings need to play better defense.
How many times did DeMar DeRozan talk about 46 free throws being crazy? Here's what he had to say post game.
DeMar, you're a guy who's known to get to the free throw line, but have you ever seen or been in a game like that where you give up that many free throws and only shoot 18?
No. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
46 free throws. Sorry, 18. 18, right? Yeah. We have the bag for most of those. Nah.
Hey, DeMar, speaking on the free throws, how does that mess up you guys' rhythm when you got to, line up at the free throw line all game?
It's deflating, especially when we're going out there trying to play hard, trying to compete, and it seemed like we getting called for fouls, but on the other hand, when we try to be aggressive, nothing don't go our way. It's kind of deflating at times, especially when you're trying to get it going. You have guys in and out of the rotation because foul trouble. It's hard to get a rhythm because you're putting them on the line, giving them a rhythm, so it's definitely tough.
DeMar, just kind of looking at that, is it an issue of the way you guys are guarding, just the way the game maybe was being called?
I don't know. 46 free throws is crazy. Sorry, 18. I don't know. I got to go back and look, but like I said, 46 free throws is crazy. It's crazy.
What did you see? Obviously, career night for Austin. Where did he hurt you guys the most, kind of in that second
Free
half?
throw line. 22 free throws for him. Free throws. Free throws.
That was a DeMar DeRozan, the audio from K0A3. Yeah, I mean, I've watched Austin enough where you go, oh, he gets a lot of calls. And he is a master at selling contact.
sure.
He is.
Which is part of the game. And
It is part of the game, but it is an annoying part of the game. And it's tough to legislate sometimes.
Right. And it's like, I can sit here and say that refs need to do a better job of understanding when things are being sold, when they're not. But also I put myself in those shoes too. And I'm like, when someone is so good at selling, CP3 also being one of those, like, I don't know what you do, but I think there needs to be a way where like you play around with it. And if you feel like something is overthrown or overflopped or over dramatic, like, you just don't call it that time. And then when you go into the half, because don't the refs go into the half and they look at like what they called, what they didn't call, what mistakes they made, then you kind of get a better feel of that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know the answer. I would never want to be an official.
Let's hear what Doug Christie had to say post game about all the fouls.
The 46 free throw attempts by the Lakers. Just what do you have to do with your guys to get them to not be so handsy? And I'm not sure to make of the disparity in free throw attempts.
46, you said? I mean, we got to play defense without fouling, obviously. But there are two teams on the floor. So it's wild. It's wild. It's wild.
Coach, obviously it's a frustrating defeat, but what positives can you take away from a game like this? Because you guys shot the ball well, did a lot of good things, but the free throws kind of messed everything up.
I don't know that you'll ever win a game, ever in life. Free throws like that. Not since I was a little kid playing basketball. Now with two teams playing hard, I'll go back and look at the film. I'm sure there's something positive in there.
Sounds like me. Sounds like me right now.
Doug, does it, you talked about defending without fouling, and it, it has kind of been a thing here the last couple of seasons. Just at first glance, like, did it just look like there was a lot of little touchy stuff, and maybe there is some?
I mean, there's a lot of touchy stuff going both ways.
Yes.
Like, there's not one team on the floor. There's two teams on the floor. Like, so, yeah. Are there some of those that are obvious? Absolutely. You grabbing somebody, all these, like, yeah, I get it. I don't know that that's wild.
Doug, obviously no moral victories, but
nope.
To see Zach with another 30-point game, that's got to be an encouraging sign for you guys to see him.
Listen, Zach is playing at a really, really high level. I mean, I'm not even really concerned with the points. Like, he's competing on the defensive end, which is like, I mad love. He's from my town, so the utmost respect for Zach going out and competing. Like, 32, like, that's what he do. So that's really not that surprising. The defensive commitment that he continues to show is to be commended. Massive amount of respect for Zach on that end of the floor because, he's that's how you win, and he's committed to trying to win. And I nothing but love. That's big time.
There's Doug Christie talking about this Kings loss to the Lakers.
Touchy stuff going on both sides. And he was so, I liked exactly.
All right, can I ask you this?
Yeah.
Let's just say that this game was called even.
Okay.
All right. How many free throws do you think the Lakers is probably, if you were just to guess, I know you don't know, but like realistically, how many free throws do you think the Lakers should have had tonight?
Okay. So like we're going. I mean, they had 46, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe 7 less.
Okay.
You know,
that's still a lot of free throws.
That's what I'm saying.
How many more for the Kings? Like even if you say like 10 more.
How many did the Kings end up with? Attempts?
18. Austin Reaves attempted more.
Yeah,
I guess my point is like I guess it's just such a dumb exercise to even mention, but it's Sacramento made 10 more threes tonight. You make 10 more threes, you feel great about your chances of winning.
Well, but also if you're making 10 more threes, you also look at what points in the paint, right?
It was 54-46, but even that's kind of like it doesn't tell the full story. Same with fast break points, right? Because they got to the free throw line so much. They were getting in the paint. They were getting fouled. They were getting in the penalty.
I was talking about the Kings.
Oh, sorry.
That was going to be my point to points in the paint. Like the Kings, how many times were they actually attacking, getting into the paint?
Well, they weren't very
fouled?
good in the paint. They were 23 of 42.
And maybe because they were getting fouled a few more times, but maybe not. You know, it's like it's one of those things where you have to go back and watch the tape, and that's why even when I take away 7 to 10 free throws from the Lakers, I'm just using that number maybe on the top of my head, off the top of my head. I'd have to see.
Yeah, I guess the point I'm just trying to make.
Yeah.
And we can move on from this part of the podcast is like they were still fouling too much and not playing disciplined defense.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That was a problem tonight. And Austin Reaves was cooking them tonight, even without the free throws. Yeah. He was having a hell of a night. Austin ended up being 12 of 22. He knocked down 6 of 10 from 3.
By the way, that is 6 of 10 from 3, and a lot of those whatever it was were made in the second half, especially late in that fourth quarter when he was just really feeling good. But the reactions that we are also seeing from DeMar, from Doug, those are instant reactions right after the game. Like that's the same thing. Like you haven't even processed everything that went down except the emotions of holy shit, they had 46 free throw attempts. And yeah, they'll also watch the tape and get to see like, okay, we reached there. How do you not reach there? How do you stay disciplined here? How do you use your body and stay more controlled here? How do you know when, like, understand your personnel? Like Austin Reaves is going to pull some bullshit where he just like chucks it up if you barely touch him and he's going to get the foul called. Make sure to just like not put your hand in the cookie jar or whatever it is. Just understand the personnel too.
We got more of the podcast coming up. We have to pick out a moment of the game.
Oh,
we do it after every game. The J Street Dental moment of the game. We have 2 in here so far. Win or lose, there's a moment of the game we will put down. We have to get the player of the game tonight. Look ahead to the Kings road trip. If you think free throws were bad tonight, just wait until Tuesday in Oklahoma City.
SGA only attempted 4. He was 4 of 4 in that last game.
Yeah. Do you see the game before?
What was it?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no, I didn't. I went back to see what his last game was.
He's been awesome this year.
Obviously.
No, he's just so skilled at drawing contact, and people hate him. They don't love watching his game. I get that. But, like, the way he's able to draw fouls sometimes is really impressive. Of course, the internet's being slow. Let's see here. Game log. Against the Pacers the other night, he took 26 free throws, 23 of 26 at the line. That was something else I was going to look up before the break, actually. Let's go to players, okay?
Okay.
And again, these are early season stats, so bear that in mind, okay? SGA is averaging 14.7 free throws a game. Luka, 14.5. Zion, 14. Benedict Mathurin, 13. Austin Reaves, 12.3.
That updated?
Yes, I think. Yeah, Kevin Durant's at 12. Giannis, 11.7. For perspective, let's go to last year for a second. At the end of the season, you had one player in the double figures. It was Giannis at 10.6. I just rattled off all those people in double digits right now. Last year, Giannis was number 1 in the NBA at 10.6 attempts per game. SGA was at 8.8. Fast forward, early season, I'm aware you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players in the league right now. Wait. No, more than that. My bad. 12 players in the league right now at 10 or more free throw attempts per game. 1 player last year.
Yeah. It's early,
That's
but
not
still
good for the game.
No, and it's not good for the game. And I say it's early, but it's like if you're watching all the NBA games right now, it's like all of them feel long.
Pace of play matters. They want the game to. No one wants to see a free throw shooting contest. This has nothing to do about tonight. I'm just using this as an example. This is last year, 1 player over 10. Right now, you have 12, 13, 12. Yeah, 12. My bad. 11, 12. Actually, 13 because Tyrese and Victor are tied.
Okay.
For 12th. You get the point.
Got it. Yeah.
Too fucking many.
Yeah.
All right.
No.
This podcast presented by our friends over Sativo Vineyards and Winery.
Oh, God, I could use a glass right now or a bottle. Well, I have one actually in the kitchen, but you can also get a bottle at SantivoVineyards.com, or you can go to their tasting room, which is in Suisun Valley, which is near Fairfield, which is just 40 minutes out from Sacramento. It was just voted the best wine region in the U.S. Yep. Better than Napa, better than Santa Barbara County. It is such a beautiful tasting room, and everyone there, they're the best people ever. The wine is the best wine ever. I absolutely love them. I love it. Make sure to go to SantivoVineyards.com if you can't make it out to the tasting room.
Yeah, the tasting room is at 2316 Rockville Road in Fairfield. Check them out. Also presented tonight by our friends over at
Medic Ambulance.
Woo! Someone get Austin Reaves an ambulance. He's been fouled so many times. He must be hurt.
It is so stupid. We've teamed up with Medic Ambulance, the trusted name in emergency medical services across Northern California. From life-saving responses to being the team behind the scenes at your favorite events, Medic is here to serve. Learn more at medicambulance.net.
Appreciate everyone's support of the Deuce and Mo podcast. What's your moment of the game? Fans?
Oh.
People, not Morgan?
Because I have mine and Deuce knows it.
Okay.
Deuce knows it. Do you? You remember it, right?
It's got to be the Russell Westbrook, Jake LaRavia play for your moment?
Yep. It was so nasty, so fun.
Russell Westbrook in transition, Jake LaRavia backpedaling, and then he just crosses him up, gets by him, points back at him, and scores it. That was peak Russ, who we haven't even mentioned tonight. Westbrook finished in this game 18 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds in 27 minutes. A very fun Russ game as he knocked down 4 of 6 from 3 as well.
Yeah.
I love the one he had late. DeAndre Ayton just followed him out to the corner, played off of him, bang, hit a 3.
Yep. He was smart with his shot selection, with his threes. I appreciated that. His energy, his shit talking. It's what you wanted from Russ. It was a perfect type of Russell Westbrook game. So that would be my J Street Dental moment of the game, enriching lives and enhancing smiles. Head to jstreetdentalgroup.com. You can also check out their sister office, Sacramento River Dental. They're all run by such amazing people, and that's where our smiles are from.
I mean, look at my smile. So cute. You know?
J Street Dental.
No, but they're great people. And Kings fans, duh.
And you can't see my cavities, so.
Yeah, leading the league.
But they make me feel good.
All right, so moment of the game, we're going to say Westbrook.
In transition.
We're going to say points. LaRavia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then we have to put Austin Reaves 51 on here, dude. I'm sorry. We're going to remember that, right?
Yes.
51 points.
Let's see if anyone else has.
51 points. You think he scored 51 points on the Kings. No, he had a Luka stat line tonight.
Wait, do you just put the free throws on there too, as like an awful moment?
Well, I don't want to put too much on there.
Okay.
'Cause I want us just to remember it.
Okay.
When we pulled out, we go, oh my God, yeah, I remember that game.
I like it.
All right, that's been put in there.
Okay.
Other thoughts from tonight's game? We hit the small lineups. We just talked about Ross. We talked about LaVine. Talked about the foul issues.
Schroeder's assists.
That's great. You know, I think one thing Schroeder is doing a good job of the last couple of games is just getting in the paint. He ended up with a double-double tonight, 18 points, 12 assists. He was 7 of 18 shooting, just 3 of 9 from 3. He's never been like a steady 3-point shooter. He can hit them sometimes. But yeah, it's been nice. Like, get into the paint and make something happen. He had the 12 assists, and I mentioned Westbrook was 6, so 18 combined for those two.
Someone else that we should just mention too, because we've been talking about him the first couple of games, Malik Monk coming off the bench again with his 15 points in those 24 minutes. 3 of 6 from beyond the arc, but again,
That puts him, by the way, at the season 12 of 19
Hell
from
yeah.
3. 12
Hell yeah.
of 19.
his defensive effort has been there every single game. Even if he there's things he can't do out there defensively at times. That goes for this entire roster. You just see a different type of mentality with the way that he's bringing himself out there defensively every single possession. And yeah, when he's not scoring the ball, he's still just really adding on the defensive end.
Shout out to Akan in the chat saying Deuce and Mo out here looking vibrant vibrant though. Respects. Always dope podcast. We appreciate that. You know, we need any affirmation we can get during the tough times.
Okay. I didn't understand. Deuce and Mo out here
looking vibrant though.
Okay, maybe it was just how you read it. Sorry.
That was the first time.
Yeah,
Why do you highlight it?
They look
That's not what I said.
What'd you say?
I said vibrant through instead of though. I misread
They
it.
look vibrant through.
Oh, you want to have a reading contest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would definitely. You'd be faster, but I would like comprehend everything.
I'm sure you would. If you have not done it yet, make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. And also, after we're done with podcast, comment, have discussions. We are in the comments as well. All right, next up for the Kings, a 4-game roadie.
Yes,
I know, Morgan. It's 3 games in. You have to point to tell me we have to do that. I know. I'm the point guard. Let me run. That's a technical.
You can't hand out
Just
a whole bunch of
trust.
technical. You're being like
Just
one of the
trust.
shitty refs. Okay.
So, going back to this, a 4-game road trip for the Kings coming up on Tuesday. We mentioned they got OKC. Then, second, I have a back-to-back against Chicago. The final 2 games of the road trip, Milwaukee and Denver.
Here we go.
For Chicago, it'll be Zach LaVine's return to Chicago for the first time since being traded last year.
Okay. Yeah, that will be fun. I don't know, emotional. I'm not trying to be mean. I don't give a shit about that angle. I just want to see what they're going to look like. No. I'm saying it more like I was like thinking about it when I was just trying to break it down. Like, yeah, that will be so emotional. All the things. Yes. I am just waiting to see each time what this team is going to show up like against every single team. And then that's a second night of a back-to-back. Like, I just have low expectations going into every single game, but I just hope that every single game, the type of effort that we got tonight is the same type of effort that we see throughout the games on this road trip.
Okay, so OKC, Chicago, Milwaukee, Denver come home for the Golden State Warriors, and then Oklahoma City Thunder, and then Minnesota, and then Denver.
So what do you think about it?
That schedule ahead is daunting.
Mm-hmm.
You get in the next couple of weeks, OKC twice, Minnesota, Denver, Golden State. Oh, and Denver twice. Oh, and then Atlanta after that. And then the Timberwolves and Spurs after that. This is a brutal stretch ahead for Sacramento. And yeah, I'm fascinated to see what it looks like. Yeah, Oklahoma City is so good at home. They've been very impressive to start the year. They had a really nice win over the Hawks the other night. SGA has been spectacular. Denver is very intriguing with this new group, right? I know they lost to the Warriors in that really good game the other night in double OT.
Yeah.
When Steph Curry got going, and Aaron Gordon had that 50-piece. Woo! But they've got size. Milwaukee, we know, has size. Yeah.
It's hard for me to like look at this whole road trip and even have a feel or like a breakdown of the actual road trip, because I think ultimately if you did look at the schedule, you're just going, holy shit, it's going to be so hard. Yeah, So go to the next game, OKC. It's going to be really hard. But what can you take from this game? Just trying to be more disciplined on the defensive end, I guess, while still keeping that same intensity and that same effort. That's not easy to do, but it should just be the point of emphasis, I guess.
On one hand, OKC will put out some smaller lineups at times too, but they still have Chet. They have Isaiah Hartenstein. They can go big on you as well. Do you think Sacramento just goes back to like Isaac Jones at the 4 spot then maybe for that game? Yeah.
What do you
think the play is there?
Okay. What do I think the play is? I really have been enjoying the smaller lineups. But again,
they're flawed.
They're flawed. And I can't say, oh yeah, just throw the smaller lineup in there against OKC. It works until it doesn't, right? Or it just doesn't, and then you're like, shit, we're scrambling. Go on to the next rotation or the next unit or however you need to go about it. This is, to me, one of the weirdest Sacramento Kings teams that, like, and I think, too, because the injuries are there with Keegan, Nick Clifford, even that early on.
Those two would help so much right now.
Because tonight, going into this game.
Are you about to cry?
No, I keep having something in my throat. I remember not knowing if Luka was going to play or not. We were like, well, who would match up against Luka? Even when we thought about that, we didn't have an answer.
Right.
We were just like, okay, maybe you try this guy, or maybe you try Keon, or maybe you do this. But in the preseason, it was Nick Clifford. And it was like, that would have been my answer. Well, he's not playing right now. He has a hamstring injury. So it's just so hard for me to even tell you like what the Kings should do. But I guess in this next game specifically, just do what you did tonight. I know. I know. So you want to start Isaac Jones?
Yeah, you start Isaac Jones.
Okay.
Yeah, you start Isaac. It's not great, but it's. You can't just bail out on Isaac. Like you gotta you don't have a ton of options.
It's not about bailing out on him.
Playing on 1 minute is kind of bailing out on him.
I just feel like you're trying to find a flow with a starting unit. And how are you supposed to even get any type of flow down if you just keep switching it all up, depending on the matchup? And that's what this team just, I guess, has to do.
These next dozen games. Oh,
I know, dude.
My goodness. Why do you get upset with me mentioning it?
Because it's concerning, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know what it's going to, you just don't know, because you don't know what the starting lineup is going to be on Tuesday. And then you don't know what it's going to be against the Bulls the next day. You just don't know right now. So then even when I look at these matchups, I just go, yeah, it feels like a clusterfuck. It doesn't feel like it's going to be good. It feels like November is going to be really difficult.
Yeah. Which we knew ahead of time, I guess.
But we already knew. And even after a game like this, it's just like, yeah, you don't know who's going to be in the starting lineup even Tuesday in every matchup coming up.
Some super chats. Shout out to Jake donating $5. Said been to 10 plus games. This is the first loss I've been to. Well, that's actually pretty impressive.
Give me a hell yeah. Good for you,
dude. Kat in the chat says, sorry, missed you guys at FanFest. I even wore my Deuce and Mo shirt. Oh, sorry. I appreciate the donation. Thanks for wearing our stuff, too. Go to deuceandmo.com, click on merch. Blue Diamond Gem donates $2 saying, tear it to the studs and hire Sam Presti from OKC.
Okay.
Appreciate the donation, but tell me why Sam Presti, who has been with Oklahoma City for 18 years, something like that, a long time, why he would be like, you know what? Let's go. I'm going to Sacramento now, where he's got something that's completely dialed in, where he's built a culture and a system. They've done it so many different ways. They just won a championship. Let's just say not going to happen.
Hey,
not going to happen.
Maybe he wants a challenge.
You can clone him. Maybe there's an AI GM.
You can clone him? Really?
Yeah. There's options.
AI. So confident with that. You can clone him.
Can clone him. Figure out different things, I appreciate the super chat donations. Appreciate the thumbs up as well. All right. Who should be the butcher and barrel player of the game tonight?
You already know.
You think we should go to the other
You
side
have
tonight?
to. You have
You
to.
can't, you're not going to consider Zach LaVine with 32 points, 12 of 24 shooting 4, 9 from 3.
He's absolutely considered.
Dennis Schroeder with his first double-double, 18 points, 12 assists.
I would still put Zach in my consideration first. But
Russell Westbrook off the bench with 18, 6, and 6.
I was happy with it.
Yeah.
But
The Russ one is a good one, but
you know, and you all know out
I hate
there.
I hate doing this. The butcher and barrel player of the game tonight.
Do you hate doing it? You had a little smile on your face when you did it. It's
Austin Reaves, 51 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists, and 21 of 22 at the free throw line. Our butcher and barrel player of the game. Go to Butcher and Barrel before a Kings game. You will feel so good going to a Kings game if you go eat there first.
oh my gosh. Yes, you'll be so happy too because they have game day deals before every home game and away games that you can go in there, shop beer, Wagyu burger. It's so good. 30 seconds away from the arena. They had a little video today of just so many people in there at the bar. The bar is beautiful. The whole place is beautiful. Great people. Go check them out and the game day deal. And don't forget, Halloween, there is a contest for you to win a tomahawk dinner for 2, which is valued over $200. For Halloween, you send in your photos of your costumes. Whoever dresses the best, Deuce and Mo, but the Deuce and Mo, their interpretation of Deuce and Mo. So that could be, you could be the podcast dogs, Carlin and Bojack. You could be 2 microphones. You could be...
You could try to look as good as me.
You could
be
try
our
to do that.
backdrop. You could do so many things, but submit your photos, deuceandmo@gmail.com or on social media.
And the one thing I will say too, the only reason why we started making that a contest is because over the years, there have been people that dress up as Deuce and Mo for Halloween, which is so sweet, so awesome, so cool. So then we're like, okay, let's just make it a contest. So thanks, guys.
Oh, congratulations, Austin Reaves. A couple of notes around the NBA real fast. I was watching Spurs Nets today. What a fascinating game. San Antonio was up by 26 and saw the lead evaporate. Those pesky Brooklyn Nets. Cam Thomas had a 40-piece in this game. 40 points for Cam. 11 of 25 shooting. But Victor Wembanyama, ready for this stat line?
Yeah.
31 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, 6 blocks. 3 of 6 from downtown. The craziest play he had, which is becoming kind of his signature play, is the like, oh, I'm going to block you once and then you're going to recover and block you again. Then the Spurs got the ball. He pushed in transition, stopped just past the logo and buries a 3. What do you do, NBA?
When I saw that highlight, there's a part of it that I'm like, that's AI, not Allen Iverson. Like, that's AI.
Yes.
I'm not watching something real. And it's real. And it's really happening on the floor. And I don't know what someone's supposed to do. Can't wait till that is matching up against Sacramento Kings. Ask me about that matchup. Yeah, start Isaac Jones.
There's no good matchup for Victor. And I thought the Nets battled, too. They had some nice moments, but, like, it was too much. And Dylan Harper, the rookie, came off the bench, 20 points, 8 assists, 2 steals, 8 of 11 shooting. With Dylan Harper and Victor in the 2-man game and Dylan's finishing ability, it's like, I don't know what you do. Like, Victor can pop, he can roll. Obviously, one of the most ridiculous lob threats out there. But then Dylan Harper has the explosiveness that if you're not paying attention to him, he can finish with the right, with the left, through contact. He doesn't look like a rookie. I mean, he looks like a rookie, but he doesn't always play like a rookie out there.
Nope. A lot of threats, a lot of weapons, and they got the dub.
They beat the Nets 118 to 107. Giannis had a 40-piece in a loss.
Oh.
So the Cavs 118-113. 40 points, 14 rebounds, 9 assists. But it was the Cavs getting the win tonight. 118-113.
Donovan Mitchell, 1 of 8
God,
from three-point
the
land.
free throws. 35 free throws tonight for Cleveland, 28 for Milwaukee. It's like, it's too many.
It's a lot.
Are we going to give some love to my Heat? I told you, Miami is pesky.
My
This is not the same Heat team. You think of Miami, it's like, oh, they slow it down. They're boring. No, they are running right now. And today they beat New York 115 to 107. Norm Powell, 29 points. Jaime Jaquez was 17 off the bench. Bam at 19 and 13.
Wow. Ow. Look
Isn't
at
that pretty impressive?
No, it really is. It really is.
Brunson had 37 in the loss. 31 free throws.
Cat
attempted for
have
Miami.
15 and 18
Wow.
boards.
But 6 of 14 shooting. Of course, did not watch that game. I called my Wizards the other night. They fell back down to earth a little bit after being Dallas. They got hammered by the Hornets, 139 to 113. Hornets, very intriguing, you know? They played a tight one in Philly the other day, or last night. It's the second half of back-to-back
Are
for
they
them.
intriguing, though?
I think they're fun.
Okay.
I don't know if they're good.
Okay.
But LaMelo, he still has LaMelo moments. Right? Why do you do that? But I think he's been more engaged defensively tonight. He ends up with, listen to this, it's triple-double. He had 38 points, 13 rebounds, 13 assists.
Wow.
It's pretty nice stuff. Con Knipple, the rookie, 20 points in the win over Washington, 139-113.
7 free throws for LaMelo Ball.
Minnesota squeaks by the Pacers 114 to 110. Of course, Indiana's in a tough spot with all the injuries. 37
I
free
know.
throws
I was
for Minnesota. This is
Calm down.
what is the league doing right now?
I'm like, that's the theme I'm looking at for every single game right now.
Oh my God. Dallas taking on Toronto. They won 139 to 129. They took 39 free throws. So everyone freaking out about 46, which is a lot. But there's teams pushing 40 tonight.
Yeah. It's good to see.
Clippers beat the Blazers 114 to 107. Kawhi with 30 and 10. 34 free throws tonight for Portland. Only 15 for the Clippers. Well, the Kings do it again Tuesday. We'll be live Tuesday late night podcast because you're going to be in San Francisco in studio with Kyle. Actually, it won't be super late because you're staying in San Francisco.
Yeah.
So
Wednesday
I'll
will
be here in the studio. You'll be in San Francisco. And then the next day on the second half of back-to-back, you'll be here for our Halloween extravaganza.
Ooh.
Win or lose, Deuce and Mo. Hopefully it's a win. After the Chicago game, we will be dressed in our Halloween attire. And let me just tell you, there is no one on this planet who has the costume I have.
I'm dying to know. Well, obviously, because I made it.
Right, but I'm
But
just
you think
saying
no one-
what it is. No one has ever been what I am being.
What if? How funny would that be?
I mean, the odds are
Slim.
0.00001%.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about mine?
Someone's probably been yours before, but I don't think this year.
Okay.
So.
Well, either way, that Wednesday Halloween show will be around 9:30, 10 o'clock because I'll be driving back from San Francisco. So, but Tuesday, we'll be back here.
Yep, we'll do it again. Let us know in the comments too after the show how you felt about all the free throws in the league tonight. Austin Reaves, all the stuff. What's going on with the Kings? They are 1-2 on the season. We love you guys so much, but we gots to go.
You're all the best. Thanks for being here. See ya.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.